In the escalating global battle against climate change, we often look to technological innovation or reducing our emissions. But what if one of the most powerful solutions lies dormant, hidden beneath a vast sea of sand? Imagine transforming the Sahara Desert, the largest hot desert on Earth, from a sun-scorched, barren expanse into a vibrant, thriving ecosystem. This isn't science fiction. Ambitious proposals are being explored to terraform the entire Sahara, turning it into a literal green oasis. If this monumental undertaking were successful, it could single-handedly scrub an astounding 7.6 billion tons of carbon from our atmosphere every year. But how could humanity possibly reshape the very nature of such a colossal and remote landscape? This is the Reality Prism, and today we're exploring what would happen if we terraformed the Sahara Desert. To grasp the sheer magnitude of this idea, we first need to understand the scale we're dealing with. The Sahara Desert covers an immense 8.6 million square kilometers. To put that into perspective, it's roughly the size of the entire United States. Picture the continental US from California to New York, but strip away every city, every forest, every river, and replace it all with an endless ocean of sand. Terraforming an area this massive would be one of the most ambitious engineering projects in human history. The financial cost alone is staggering, estimated at around $2 trillion annually. And that colossal price tag, unfortunately, is just the first of many towering obstacles we would face. What kind of unforeseen environmental chain reaction would an endeavor of this scale set in motion? At the heart of this grand vision is a simple, powerful truth. Plants and trees are the lungs of our planet. They breathe in the carbon dioxide that is dangerously warming our world and exhale the oxygen we need to survive. A single hectare of mature forest can absorb the same amount of CO2 produced by driving an average car over 100,000 kilometers. Now imagine millions of hectares of new forests planted across the Sahara. This new green continent would become our most powerful ally in the fight against climate change, a carbon sink of unprecedented scale. The potential benefits are almost intoxicating, but is such a transformation even possible? Believe it or not, humanity has a track record. While on a much smaller scale, the Kubuki Ecological Restoration Project in China offers a profound glimmer of hope. Over a 30-year period, this project successfully reclaimed 1/3 of the Kubuki Desert, introducing over 70 different plant species and turning a desolate wasteland into a functioning ecosystem. The question is, how could we scale that success up to conquer the king of all deserts? The strategy would be a multi-pronged attack on the arid conditions. The first challenge, water. The plan would involve constructing massive desalination plants along the Sahara's extensive coastline, converting seawater into fresh water. But how do you transport that water deep into the desert without it evaporating under the relentless sun? The solution lies underground. A vast, subterranean network of pipes would carry the life-giving water directly to the roots of newly planted crops and trees, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency. The ideal botanical pioneers for this mission would likely be eucalyptus trees. They are famously hardy, thrive in hot, dry climates, and grow remarkably fast. This rapid growth also presents an economic opportunity for the region through sustainable timber harvesting. As these forests take root, a magical transformation begins. The tree roots would anchor the soil, preventing erosion and replenishing it with vital nutrients. The massive increase in plant life would release moisture into the air through transpiration, leading to increased cloud cover and rainfall. This positive feedback loop would gradually cool the entire region, with models suggesting a potential temperature drop of up to 8 degrees Celsius. A greener, wetter, and cooler Sahara would be born. So, with the clock ticking on climate change, why aren't we fast-tracking this incredible solution? Well, first, let's circle back to that $2 trillion annual cost. Try convincing the world's governments to collectively fund a project of that magnitude where the primary return on investment is the greater good of humanity. It's a monumental diplomatic and economic challenge. But even if we had a blank check, terraforming the Sahara would unleash its own set of problems. As the region becomes wetter and more verdant, it would create the perfect breeding ground for locusts. Yes, that's right, the swarming, crop-devouring pests of biblical plague fame. And don't underestimate their destructive power. A single, modest swarm can devour the same amount of food in one day as a town of 2,500 people. We could solve one problem only to create a massive food security crisis. However, the biggest, most world-altering problem with greening the Sahara is the environmental domino effect it would trigger thousands of kilometers away. Every year, powerful winds lift millions of tons of sand and dust from the Sahara and carry it high into the atmosphere. This dust embarks on a transatlantic journey to South America. During its flight, it gathers moisture. When this mineral-rich dust falls from the sky, it brings rain with it. This process is absolutely vital for the Amazon rainforest. The Saharan dust, rich in phosphorus and other minerals, act as a crucial fertilizer for the Amazon's nutrient-poor soils. The rain it helps create provides the water this incredible ecosystem needs to survive. Herein lies the ultimate paradox. By eliminating the Sahara's sand and dust, we could inadvertently starve and dehydrate the Amazon rainforest. In our quest to create a new green lung for the planet in Africa, we could end up destroying the existing, irreplaceable lungs of the Americas. So, while a green Sahara would dramatically lower global carbon levels, is it worth the catastrophic price of potentially annihilating another of the world's most vital ecosystems? Perhaps the answer isn't to concentrate all our efforts on one mega project. Maybe a more balanced approach, spreading our greening and reforestation efforts across countless smaller locations around the globe, is the wiser path forward. But that's a puzzle for another episode of The Reality Prism.